creating a community of lifelong learners.
Welcome to Teach Yourself series. This is Lesson 2 of Microsoft Excel. This course is created for beginner of Excel user. This course will teach you some concepts and elements essential for beginner. At the end of this course, you'll develop ideas and be able to apply the concept. I hope you enjoy. Let's start the course. Welcome to Lesson 2. In this lesson we will cover the following topics. First, we start with introduction of tables. Then we continue with creating simple pivot tables. Next, we will cover autofill and flash fill topic. Then on section 4, we discuss about number formatting. Lastly, we end this lesson with find and replace function. Without further ado, now let's start with introduction of tables. You can turn a range of cells into an Excel table, which makes managing and analyzing a group of related data easier. A table can include the following elements. Header row. By default, a table has a header row. Every table column has filtering that enabled in the header row, so that you can filter or sort your table data quickly. Banded rows is an alternate shading or banding in rows that helps to better distinguish the data. Calculated columns. This is a calculated column in which that formula is instantly applied to all other cells in that table column. Total row. Once you add a total row to a table, Excel gives you an auto sum drop-down list to select from functions such as sum, average, and so on. Sizing handle. This allows you to drag the table to the size that you want. In our exercise, we will create a table based on our existing data. To create a table, do the following. First, select the cell or the range in the data. Next, select Home and Format as Table. Then, pick a table style. In the Format as Table dialog box, select the checkbox next to My Table as Headers if you want the first row of the range to be the header row, and then click OK. We have created a simple table. Now with the above table, you can do function such as filtering and analysis. Now, let's talk about Excel table features. After we converted our data into table, we have new features. As you can see on the screen, we have arrow down and we can resize the table. If we click the downward arrow, we have sort and filter features. This filtering and sorting feature will be covered in the next lesson. We also now able to change the range of the table by clicking and dragging the plus sign, as shown on the screen. What is Excel Pivot Table? Excel Pivot Table is a table of grouped values that aggregates the individual items of a more extensive table within one or more discrete categories. You can use Pivot Table to calculate, summarize, and analyze data to make comparisons, patterns, and trends. This chapter discuss the following topics in Pivot Table. Introduction to Pivot Tables. Creating a pivot table. Formatting the pivot table. Grouping data in an Excel pivot table. Calculated field in pivot table. Let's start with our exercise for demo. In this exercise, we will introduce the concept of a pivot table. Pivot table allows you to find the answer in your worksheet, especially if you are working on large data. For example, how much amount sold by each salesperson. Sometimes, it can be challenging and time-consuming to find the answer for such question. Otherwise, and we would need manual weigh and check all orders individually. But pivot table will be able to help. Let's start creating a pivot table for our exercise. First, we will select the cells that we want to create a pivot table from. Then, go to Insert tab and click Pivot Table. Pivot Table dialog box will appear. Make sure we select New Worksheet and hit OK. This will create a pivot table based on an existing table or range on the new worksheet. A blank pivot table and field list will appear on a new worksheet, as shown on the screen. In our exercise scenario, we want to find the answer, how much sales make by each person. In this case, we will select name field, and another field for example order. The selected fields will be added to one of the 4 areas below. In our example, the name field has been added to the rows area, while order field has been added to value. The pivot table will calculate and summarize the selected fields. In our example, the pivot table shows the amount sold by each salesperson. One of the best things about pivot tables is that they can quickly pivot or reorganize your data, so that you can examine your worksheet in several ways. Pivoting data can help you answer different questions, and even experiment with your data to discover new trends and patterns. Pivot table will include multiple columns. In our example, we will add month under columns. We will drag the field month and put it under column. The pivot table will adjust to show the new data. In our example, it now shows the amount sold by each person in each month. This exercise conclude our discussion with pivot table. This chapter discuss about autofill and flash fill function. You can use Excel autofill feature to fill cells with data that follows a pattern or are based on data in other cells. You can use flash fill to automatically fills your data when it senses a pattern. For example, to separate first and last names from a single column, or combine first and last names from 2 different columns. These following topics will be covered: autofill, flash fill. We will also discuss custom lists that allows you to create your own lists that you can use in autofill. For example, if you have 20 names, you can create a custom list, and then use autofill to get all the names, by just dragging the mouse. Let's start with our exercise. If you recall, we introduced autofill briefly in previous lesson. But here, we will cover autofill in more detail. As mentioned earlier, when your data has pattern, like you see on the screen, you can use autofill function, so you don't have to type them manually. For example, I will remove all selected content on day cells, and changing it with number 1, then I will perform the autofill function, by dragging the plus sign all the way down. The selected cell contents now have been changed automatically by autofill to become 1. But if you hover your mouse over, there is a drop-down arrow. If we click the drop-down arrow, and choose Fill Series, now all number 1s have been changed to accordingly, which what we wanted. This is a powerful feature in Excel. Now, let's perform another exercise. This time I will clear the cells again, and changing it to number 1 and number 2. When I drag the plus sign all the way down, Excel automatically changed the number in sequential order. If I choose Copy Cells, Excel will only copy number 1 and number 2, instead of series number. For this exercise, this time, I will clear the cell contents and the formatting. Now the content is cleared as well as the formatting. Again, I would type number 1 and number 2, and apply red color formatting and cell border. And again drag the plus sign, all the way down, and release the mouse. Now, Excel has auto-fill the cell with series number including the formatting. Excel also smart enough to find other data pattern. If I clear the content again and change the number to 1 and 5. Again, I will drag the plus sign all the way. Excel will autofill the number accordingly, the increment from 1 to 5 which 4, thus the next number will increment by 4 accordingly. As you can see on the screen. Now, let's talk about flash fill. As mentioned, flash fill automatically fills your data when it senses a pattern. In our exercise, I am going to insert some names in our selected cells. There you go. Now, if I want to enter first name, the manual way would be to type the first name one by one. Instead, I can use flash fill function to automate the task, as follows. Using the same method, drag the plus sign all the way, then select flash fill on the dialog box. Now I have all the first names in the new cells. I can use the same method for entering the last name. In our exercise, flash fill separate first and last names from a single column. Flash fill also allows to combine first and last names from two different columns. Let me show you. First, I would clear the name contents. Then, on the selected cell name, I would type first name and last name. Then, I would perform flash fill function, dragging the plus sign, and select flash fill. There you go. This completes the discussion on this chapter. This chapter discuss about number formatting in Excel. Please note, number formatting in Excel only changes how it's displayed, but the underlying value is the same. These are some of number formatting available in Excel. Currency. percentages, decimals, dates, phone numbers, or social security numbers. These following topics will be covered. How to access number formatting options. Using number formatting dialog box. Using custom number formatting. Let's start with our exercise. This chapter discuss about number formatting in Excel. Please note, number formatting in Excel only changes how it's displayed, but the underlying value is the same. These are some of number formatting available in Excel. Currency, percentages, decimals, dates, phone numbers, or social security numbers. These following topics will be covered. How to access number formatting options. Using number formatting dialog box. Using custom number formatting. Let's start with our exercise. It's a good idea to use appropriate number formats for your data. Number formats tell your spreadsheet exactly what type of data you're using. To see all available number formats, click the dialog box launcher next to Number on the Home tab in the Number group. General format. This is the default number format that Excel applies when you type a number. Number format. This is used for the general display of numbers. Currency format. This is used for general monetary values and displays the default currency symbol with numbers. Accounting format. This is also used for monetary values, but it aligns the currency symbols and decimal points of numbers in a column. Date format. This is to displays date and time serial numbers as date values, according to the type and locale, location, that you specify. Time format. This is to displays date and time serial numbers as time values, according to the type and locale, location, that you specify. Percentage format. This is to multiplies the cell value by 100 and displays the result with a percent symbol. Fraction format. This is displays a number as a fraction, according to the type of fraction that you specify. Scientific format. This is displays a number in exponential notation, replacing part of the number with e plus n, where e, which stands for exponent, multiplies the preceding number by 10 to the nth power. Text format. This will treats the content of a cell as text and displays the content exactly as you type it, even when you type numbers. Special format. This displays a number as a postal code, zip code, phone number, or social security number. Custom format. This allows you to modify a copy of an existing number format code. In this exercise, we will be applying number formats to our sample data. Just like other types of formatting, such as changing the font color, you'll apply number formats by selecting cells, and choosing the desired formatting option. There are two main ways to choose a number format. First, go to the Home tab, click the Number Format drop-down menu in the Number group, and select the desired format. Or, you can also click one of the quick number formatting commands below the drop-down menu. In our exercise, we will apply the currency number format, which adds currency symbols $, and displays 2 decimal places for any numerical values. Now, let's talk about dates format. In our exercise, we will be inserting dates to our sample data. As you can see on the screen, we have new dates data now. If you select the date cell, and right-clicking the mouse button, and choose Format Cells, it will open Format Cells dialog box, and showing the date format. It is showing the date format in day, month, and year. In this exercise, we will change the date format, and choose the last option, and click OK button. Whenever you're working with dates, you'll want to use a date format to tell the spreadsheet that you're referring to specific calendar dates, such as May 10, 2022. Date formats also allow you to work with a powerful set of date functions that use time and date information to calculate an answer. This completes the discussion about number formatting. This chapter discusses about find and replace function in Excel. Sometimes can be challenging when working with a lot of data in Excel. It can be difficult and time-consuming to locate and find specific data that you want. But fortunately, Excel has a feature called Find, which also allows you to modify content using the Replace feature. These following topics will be covered. Find feature in Excel. Replace feature in Excel. Find and replace options. Let's start with our exercise. Let's continue our discussion about find and replace function. In our example, we want to find sales value 100. To find content, we'll use the find command to locate a specific number in our list. First, press Ctrl+F, or go to Home tab, then go to Editing ribbon, and click Find and select, then click Find. On the Find and Replace dialog box, enter the content you want to find. In our example, we'll type 100. Click Find next to find further instances, or Find All to see every instance of the search term. In our exercise, we click Find All, to find all value 100 in our record. As you can see, we are able to find the value 100 in our record. At times, you may discover that you've made a mistake, that you need to make correction. You can use Replace feature to make quick revisions. Next, still on the same Find and Replace box, we will click Replace tab. For this exercise, we will type 50 on the Replace with field, and click Replace All. Now, all the value of 100 have been replaced with value 50. Close the Find and Replace dialog box. Please take note, we have another worksheet, Worksheet 2022 with some data. Go to Home tab again, then go to Editing ribbon, and click Find and select, then click Find. Click Replace tab, and type 100 on Find What, and type 50 on Replace With, and click Options button. Select Within Workbook and click Find All. Expand the dialog box if the data is not visible. Now, you will be able to see all the value 100 in all worksheets, Worksheet 2021 and Worksheet 2022. This function will save time and efficient. For this exercise, we go ahead and click Replace All button. This will replace value 100 with 50 in all worksheets. Press Ctrl+F again, this time we will search specific text in our exercise. We will type day 15 in Find What field. Please note, you can check Match Case if you want to search for cells that contain just the characters that you typed in the Find What box. Click Find All. For this exercise, day 15 is found and cell is selected. This completes the Find and Replace function topic. This topic wrapped up Lesson 2. I hope you find it useful and inspiring and will continue with Lesson 3. Thank you and have a nice day.